Reaching 70 is more than just a number, it's a turning point. Imagine stepping into a chapter of life where the weight of expectations, responsibilities, and society's pressures no longer define you. At this stage, you've gained enough wisdom to see what truly matters and, more importantly, what doesn't. The things that once held power over your happiness, whether it's others' opinions, material possessions, or the fear of missing out, start to fade in significance. This period of life is a unique gift, a chance to reflect and release what no longer serves you. In this video, we're going to explore 9 things that stop making sense after 70, 9 burdens you can let go of to live a lighter, more intentional and fulfilling life. The best part? Letting go of these unnecessary weights doesn't just simplify your life, it unlocks the freedom to embrace what truly brings joy and peace. Are you ready to begin this transformative journey with us? Before we dive into these important insights, take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Hit the subscribe button and don't forget to click the bell icon so you won't miss out on any of our future content that helps you live a richer, more mindful life after 70. Now let's begin this exciting journey toward a simpler, more fulfilling existence. 1. Letting go of the weight of others' opinions. For much of our lives, the opinions of others have a powerful influence on how we live. From an early age, we are taught to seek approval from family, friends, colleagues, and even society as a whole. Whether it's meeting family expectations, achieving social status, or conforming to societal norms, we often find ourselves adjusting who we are to fit into the mold others have set for us. But as the years pass, and especially after turning 70, something magical happens. The weight of those opinions begins to lift. At this stage of life, you realize that the constant need for validation from others is not only exhausting, but also unnecessary. The opinions of others no longer define your worth or happiness. The beauty of aging is that it brings with it a newfound clarity, a clarity that allows you to prioritize your own voice above all others. You start to see that no one else's opinion matters more than your own. The approval you once sought so desperately becomes irrelevant, replaced by the confidence that you are enough just as you are. Imagine the freedom of waking up each day, knowing that your choices are based entirely on what feels right for you, not what others expect. No longer are you weighed down by the fear of judgment or criticism. Instead, you live authentically, without the burden of trying to fit into someone else's expectations. This is one of the greatest gifts that come with aging, the ability to be unapologetically yourself. Think back on how many moments of joy may have been lost over the years simply because you were worried about what others might think. How many decisions were influenced by the desire to avoid judgment or the pressure to conform? Now, as you move through this stage of life, it's time to let go of that burden. The freedom that comes from living according to your own values and desires is liberating. By releasing the need for external validation, you reclaim your power. You are no longer a puppet pulled by invisible strings of expectation. Instead, you become the author of your own life, making choices that reflect who you truly are. This shift in perspective allows you to live more intentionally and with greater purpose. Letting go of the opinions of others also opens up a world of new possibilities. When you stop worrying about what people might think, you free yourself to explore passions, take risks, and pursue dreams that you may have kept hidden for fear of judgment. The fear of being different or standing out no longer holds you back. You start to embrace your uniqueness, recognizing that your life's path is yours alone, and no one else's opinion can take that away from you. One of the most powerful aspects of this transformation is that it invites a sense of peace. No longer do you feel the pressure to prove yourself to others. You learn to trust your own instincts and follow your own heart, knowing that your value is not determined by others, but by how true you are to yourself. The noise of societal expectations fades, and in its place is a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are living in alignment with your own truth. As you continue this journey beyond 70, give yourself permission to let go of the weight of others' opinions. What might life look like if you no longer worried about whether others approve of your choices, your lifestyle, or even your appearance? How would your daily experiences change if you only focused on what makes you feel fulfilled and at peace? Living authentically is one of the greatest gifts of aging, and it's a gift you can give to yourself every day. Let's discuss in the comments how letting go of others' opinions has transformed your life. Your story may inspire someone else who is struggling to release this burden and find their own path to authenticity. 2. Releasing the burden of material possessions. As we journey through life, it's easy to fall into the trap of accumulating material possessions. From the homes we buy to the trinkets and gadgets that fill our shelves, these items often become symbols of success, security, or even comfort. Yet as we grow older, especially after 70, it becomes clear that happiness doesn't come from the things we own. In fact, the very objects we once cherished can start to feel like a burden, weighing us down both physically and mentally. After a lifetime of collecting, it's natural to become attached to these belongings. They often represent memories or milestones from different stages of life. However, at this stage, it's essential to recognize that these items are not the source of the joy and fulfillment we truly seek. The memories tied to objects live within us, not in the things themselves. Holding on to too much physical clutter can actually prevent us from moving forward, blocking us from new experiences and personal growth. Imagine for a moment the sense of lightness that comes with decluttering your space and your mind. When you let go of the unnecessary, you make room for what really matters: meaningful relationships, experiences that bring joy, and the opportunity to focus on what gives your life purpose. By releasing the attachment to material things, you allow yourself to live more freely and intentionally, unburdened by the constant need to manage and maintain physical possessions. This process of decluttering isn't just about removing objects from your home, it's about creating space in your life. It's about recognizing that what truly enriches your existence isn't found in material wealth, but in the connections you nurture, the experiences you share, and the peace you cultivate within yourself. True joy comes from these moments of presence, not from the things we surround ourselves with. Letting go of material possessions can feel daunting at first, but it's important to approach it with the mindset that you're making room for something far more valuable. You're not abandoning the memories associated with these objects. You're simply choosing to hold them in your heart rather than in your closet or garage. Each item you release is a step toward greater freedom and clarity, allowing you to focus on what genuinely matters in this new phase of life. As you look around your home, ask yourself, what do I truly need to hold on to? Are there things I've kept out of habit rather than necessity? By letting go of just one item today, you can begin to experience the sense of lightness that comes with simplifying your surroundings. This process can bring a refreshing sense of peace opening up space not only in your home but in your mind and heart as well. In this stage of life, it's time to prioritize meaningful connections and personal growth over material possessions. Let go of what no longer serves you and embrace the freedom that comes from living with less. What will you choose to release today? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your decision may inspire others to do the same. Chunju saying no to unnecessary social obligations. Throughout life, many of us feel the pressure to attend social gatherings, events, or activities out of a sense of obligation. Whether it's family functions, neighborhood get-togethers, or social engagements with friends, we often say yes because it's expected of us, not because we truly want to be there. As we age, especially after 70, the need to fulfill these social obligations begins to lose its importance. At this stage, there is a greater understanding that our time and energy are valuable, and we should invest them in activities that truly bring us joy and fulfillment. Saying no to unnecessary social commitments can be liberating. It's not about avoiding people or isolating yourself. It's about making conscious choices that prioritize your well-being. The energy you once spent attending events out of duty or habit can now be directed toward activities and relationships that nurture and energize you. By focusing on what brings you happiness, you create more meaningful connections and experience greater fulfillment in the moments you choose to engage with others. Consider this. How many times have you found yourself at a social gathering, politely making small talk, all the while thinking about how you'd rather be doing something else? Perhaps you've attended a dinner out of obligation and felt drained or unfulfilled afterward. This kind of experience becomes more frequent as we get older, and it's perfectly natural to start reevaluating how we spend our time. Life is too short to spend in situations that don't align with your true desires or that sap your energy. After 70, the clarity to make decisions based on your own needs and desires becomes stronger. You no longer need to feel guilty for declining invitations that don't excite you or add value to your life. By saying no to gatherings that don't bring you joy, you give yourself the gift of time that can be spent doing the things you truly love, whether it's enjoying a quiet evening at home, engaging in a hobby, or spending quality moments with people who genuinely uplift you. Saying no also allows you to be more present when you do say yes. When you choose social engagements that resonate with your interests and bring you happiness, you'll find yourself more engaged and connected during those moments. Rather than going through the motions of a social interaction out of obligation, you'll be participating with a sense of purpose and joy. This shift makes each social encounter more meaningful and less taxing on your emotional energy. There's an empowering freedom in the ability to prioritize your own needs without feeling guilty. By releasing the expectation that you must always be available to others, you regain control of how you spend your time. This doesn't mean abandoning social interactions altogether. It simply means being more selective about where and with whom you invest your energy. In this phase of life, it's okay to say no. Doing so creates space for the things that truly nourish your soul. By choosing to engage in social activities that align with your passions and interests, you enhance the quality of your relationships and experiences. What social obligations have you let go of, and how has it changed your life? Let's share our experiences in the comments. Your story may help someone else embrace the freedom to say no. 4. Embracing authentic beauty. In a world that often equates beauty with youth, aging can sometimes feel like a struggle against societal expectations. From the time we're young, we are bombarded with messages that tell us beauty means smooth skin, toned bodies, and youthful features. We're encouraged to cover up wrinkles, dye away grey hairs, and chase after the impossible standard of eternal youth. But what if, after 70, we decided to reject those messages and embrace a different kind of beauty, one that celebrates the marks of time and experience? Aging brings with it a unique and powerful beauty, one that is not about the perfection of appearance, but the richness of a life well lived. Every wrinkle tells a story. Each grey hair represents wisdom gained through years of growth and change. These signs of aging are not flaws to be hidden, but badges of honor, reflecting the journey you've been on and the lessons you've learned along the way. Authentic beauty is not about conforming to narrow societal standards. It's about embracing who you are at every stage of life. Think about the people you admire most. Chances are, their beauty has little to do with the smoothness of their skin or the color of their hair. It's more likely that their beauty comes from the way they carry themselves, with confidence, grace, and a sense of self-assurance that can only be earned through a lifetime of experience. Authentic beauty radiates from within. It's found in the kindness of a smile, the warmth of a gaze, and the wisdom behind every word. These are the qualities that make a person truly beautiful. After 70, there's a freedom that comes with letting go of society's unrealistic standards. Instead of striving for youthfulness, you can focus on living fully and embracing the person you've become. The need to fit into someone else's definition of beauty fades away, replaced by a deep sense of self-acceptance. This stage of life offers the opportunity to redefine beauty on your own terms, to see it as something that evolves and deepens with time, rather than something that fades. Imagine waking up every day with the confidence that your beauty lies in your authenticity, not in how closely you match a magazine cover. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing not the lines or the grey, but the strength, wisdom, and love that have shaped you into who you are today. This shift in perspective is incredibly liberating. It allows you to focus on what truly matters in life: your relationships, your passions, and the impact you have on the world around you. When you embrace your authentic beauty, you also become a role model for others. In a society that glorifies youth, choosing to celebrate your age sends a powerful message. You show the world that beauty is not limited by age. It's something that grows richer with every passing year. By rejecting the pressure to conform to impossible standards, you inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of self-acceptance and empowerment. Have you ever felt pressured to maintain a certain appearance as you've aged? How would your life change if you fully embraced your natural beauty without trying to hide the signs of aging? Imagine the freedom that comes with letting go of the need to look a certain way, and instead celebrating yourself as you are, right now. Embracing authentic beauty is not just an act of self-love, it's a radical statement of self-worth. By doing so, you free yourself from the unrealistic pressures of society and open the door to a life filled with more joy, peace, and confidence. Let's discuss in the comments how embracing your authentic beauty has transformed the way you see yourself. You may inspire others to start their own journey towards self-acceptance. Fifth, re-evaluating activities that no longer bring joy. As we move through life, it's natural to develop routines, hobbies, and traditions that become part of our daily existence. Many of these activities bring us joy at certain points in our lives, but over time our interests and priorities change. After 70, it's the perfect moment to take a step back and reevaluate how we're spending our time. Are there activities you continue simply out of habit, even though they no longer bring you the joy they once did? This stage of life offers the freedom to let go of routines or hobbies that feel more like a chore than a source of pleasure. Whether it's a weekly social gathering you no longer enjoy or a hobby that has lost its excitement, it's important to recognize that you don't have to hold on to these activities just because they've been a part of your life for a long time. Letting go creates space for new passions, interests, and experiences that may bring greater fulfillment. Releasing activities that no longer bring joy doesn't mean abandoning the past. Rather, it means honoring the present and allowing yourself to evolve. It's about acknowledging that your time and energy are valuable, and they should be spent on things that truly enhance your life. By freeing yourself from obligations or hobbies that no longer serve you, you open up the possibility of discovering new interests that align with who you are today. Take a moment to reflect on your daily routines. Are there any activities that have started to feel like obligations rather than sources of joy? Perhaps you've outgrown a hobby, or a long-standing tradition no longer feels meaningful. This stage of life gives you the chance to reimagine how you spend your time and to focus on activities that genuinely bring happiness and fulfillment. Letting go of the old creates space for the new experiences, new passions, and new connections. Life after 70 can be a time of exploration and discovery, but only if you give yourself permission to release what no longer serves you. What activities have you let go of, and how has it changed your life? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your decision may inspire someone else to embrace the freedom that comes with reevaluating how they spend their time. 6. Cutting ties with toxic relationships. Relationships play a central role in our happiness and well-being, but not all relationships are beneficial. Throughout life, we form bonds with many people, friends, family, colleagues, but as time goes on, some of these connections may become toxic, draining our energy rather than uplifting us. After 70, the need to surround yourself with positive, supportive people becomes more apparent. It's crucial to evaluate the relationships in your life and decide whether they are contributing to your happiness or hindering your peace. Toxic relationships can take many forms. It could be a friendship that constantly brings negativity, a family member who is overly critical, or an acquaintance who leaves you feeling drained after every interaction. These relationships can be emotionally exhausting and harmful to your mental and physical health. As we age, it's important to recognize that holding on to toxic connections out of obligation or habit does more harm than good. Letting go of these relationships is not only a form of self-care, but also an act of reclaiming your emotional well-being. One of the most challenging aspects of cutting ties with toxic people is overcoming the feelings of guilt or obligation. You may feel that, because of long-standing history or family ties, you are obligated to maintain these connections. However, it's essential to remember that your peace and happiness are paramount. You have the right to prioritize your well-being, even if it means walking away from relationships that no longer serve you. Imagine the freedom and lightness that come from releasing toxic relationships. When you let go of those who bring negativity or stress into your life, you create space for healthier, more fulfilling connections. Surrounding yourself with people who genuinely care for and support you fosters an environment where you can thrive. These relationships add value to your life, bringing joy, encouragement, and mutual respect. Cutting ties with toxic relationships is not about isolating yourself. It's about being selective in whom you allow into your life. By setting boundaries and choosing relationships that uplift rather than diminish, you are taking a powerful step towards self-care. This decision allows you to invest your time and energy in people who appreciate you for who you are and who contribute positively to your emotional and mental well-being. It's also important to recognize that letting go of toxic relationships doesn't always mean completely severing ties. In some cases, it might involve creating healthier boundaries and reducing the amount of time or emotional investment you give to certain individuals. The key is to identify what relationships are draining you and take steps to protect yourself from their negative influence. At this stage of life, your happiness should be your priority. You've spent years building connections, but not all of them are meant to last forever. Letting go of toxic relationships is a way of reclaiming your time, your peace, and your emotional health. Have you ever had to cut ties with a toxic relationship? How did it impact your well-being? Share your experience in the comments. Your story may inspire others to make the courageous decision to prioritize their own happiness. 7. Letting go of comparisons. Comparison is often called the thief of joy, and for good reason. Throughout life, many of us have found ourselves measuring our worth or success against others, whether it's based on wealth, career achievements, family dynamics, or even physical appearance. But as we grow older, especially after 70, it becomes clear that comparing ourselves to others only leads to dissatisfaction and unnecessary stress. At this stage, letting go of comparisons is one of the most liberating decisions you can make. Everyone's journey is unique. Each person has their own set of challenges, victories, and circumstances that shape who they are. When we compare ourselves to others, we're often looking at a snapshot of their lives, not the full picture. We see their successes, but we may not see the struggles they face to get there. What's more, measuring our lives against others' standards can lead to feelings of inadequacy or envy, robbing us of the peace and joy that come from living authentically. After 70, the time for comparisons is over. It's a time to fully embrace your own path, knowing that your experiences and values are uniquely yours. Your accomplishments, whether big or small, are meaningful because they reflect your personal journey. Instead of looking at what others have achieved or what their lives look like, focus on the richness of your own life. Celebrate the lessons you've learned, the relationships you've built, and the growth you've experienced. Imagine how much lighter life would feel if you stopped comparing yourself to others. What if you could let go of the need to measure your success by someone else's accomplishments or lifestyle? By doing so, you free yourself from the pressure to live up to external expectations and open the door to a more peaceful, contented life. Your life's value is not determined by how it stacks up against someone else's. It's determined by how true you are to your own values, desires, and experiences. Living authentically means embracing who you are, where you are, and the path you've taken to get there. No two lives are the same, and that's the beauty of it. By letting go of comparisons, you create space for self-acceptance, which leads to greater happiness and fulfillment. Instead of chasing someone else's version of success, you can focus on what brings you true joy and contentment. In this stage of life, the only comparison that matters is the one you make with yourself. Have you grown? Have you learned? Are you living according to your values and what brings you peace? These are the questions that truly matter. Let go of the need to compare your life to others. and embrace the freedom that comes with living your own unique journey. How has letting go of comparisons improved your life? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story may inspire others to do the same and find peace in their own path. 8. Redefining goals and priorities. As we move through different stages of life, the goals we once set for ourselves can start to lose relevance. In our earlier years, we may have focused on building a career, accumulating wealth, or achieving certain milestones that society often equates with success. However, after 70, many of these ambitions no longer hold the same importance. At this point, life offers the perfect opportunity to redefine what success truly means to you based on your current values and desires. Redefining goals and priorities is not about abandoning your past achievements or aspirations. It's about recognizing that your priorities have shifted. What mattered in your 30s or 40s may not be what fulfills you now. This stage of life encourages reflection and the chance to let go of outdated ambitions that no longer serve your well-being. Whether it's a career goal that feels irrelevant or a long-standing ambition that no longer excites you, it's okay to release it and make space for what truly matters today. For many, success after 70 becomes less about external achievements and more about internal peace, meaningful relationships, and overall well-being. Prioritizing time with loved ones, focusing on your health, or simply cultivating personal peace may now be more fulfilling than chasing goals set in the past. Redefining success in this way allows you to create new aspirations that align with your values at this stage in life, bringing more satisfaction and contentment. Imagine the sense of freedom that comes from letting go of goals that no longer resonate with who you are today. By doing so, you create space for new experiences and passions. Maybe your new goal is to spend more time with family, pick up a new hobby, or focus on maintaining good health. Or perhaps it's as simple as seeking more moments of peace and joy in your everyday life. Whatever your new priorities are, they should reflect the person you've become and the life you want to live moving forward. Redefining your goals also means giving yourself permission to shift your focus without guilt. There's no need to hold on to ambitions simply because they were important to you in the past. Life changes, and so do our values. This is a time to embrace those changes and adjust your goals to reflect what is most meaningful to you now. By aligning your aspirations with your current desires, you open the door to a more intentional and fulfilling life. What goals have you let go of as you've aged? And what new priorities have taken their place? Let's share our experiences in the comments. By redefining success and embracing new aspirations, we can continue to live with purpose and joy at every stage of life. 9th, prioritizing your own happiness without guilt. Throughout much of life, many of us are conditioned to put the needs of others before our own. Whether it's caring for family, meeting the expectations of friends, or fulfilling work obligations, we often find ourselves prioritizing the happiness of others over our own well-being. But as we reach 70 and beyond, it becomes clear that this is the time to shift focus inward. Prioritizing your own happiness is not selfish, it's essential for your overall well-being. Taking care of yourself allows you to show up more meaningfully for others. When you are fulfilled and joyful, you have more to give. You can be more present, more compassionate, and more supportive to the people in your life. By putting your happiness first, you're not neglecting those around you. You're ensuring that you have the energy, positivity, and peace of mind to be there for them in a way that's healthy and sustainable. It's about recognizing that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. One of the most common obstacles to prioritizing personal happiness is guilt. For years, you may have felt guilty for taking time for yourself or pursuing your own interests. However, this stage of life is about letting go of that guilt. It's about embracing the freedom to live according to what makes you happy, without feeling obligated to meet everyone else's needs first. There is no shame in choosing your own joy. After all, you've spent years giving to others, and now it's time to give back to yourself. Imagine what life could look like if you released the guilt and fully embraced your right to happiness. What activities, experiences, or moments would you prioritize? Whether it's spending time in nature, picking up a beloved hobby, or simply taking time for rest and relaxation, now is the time to invest in what truly makes you happy. By prioritizing your own happiness without guilt, you create a life that is both fulfilling and balanced. What steps can you take today to put your well-being first? Let's share our thoughts in the comments. You may inspire someone else to embrace the joy of living authentically, without the weight of guilt. Life after 70 opens the door to a new chapter filled with freedom, intention, and a deep sense of joy. This stage of life offers a unique opportunity to reflect on what truly matters and to let go of the burdens that have weighed you down. By releasing societal expectations, unnecessary material possessions, and toxic relationships, you create space for a life filled with meaning and purpose. The freedom that comes with this stage of life is transformative. You no longer need to conform to others' opinions or live by standards that don't resonate with who you are. Instead, you can focus on experiences that bring you joy, relationships that uplift you, and moments of peace that nourish your soul. By living with intention, you make room for the things that truly enrich your life, allowing you to live authentically and with greater fulfillment. This stage of life is about simplicity and clarity. You've gained the wisdom to know that life doesn't have to be complicated to be meaningful. It's about letting go of what no longer serves you, whether that's outdated goals, comparisons with others, or the pressure to meet society's standards, and embracing what brings you genuine joy and peace. The experiences that matter most now are those that align with your values, your passions, and your inner sense of contentment. Imagine the lightness that comes with releasing these burdens. When you focus on the things that truly matter, like spending time with loved ones, nurturing meaningful connections, and investing in your personal happiness, life becomes richer, more fulfilling, and more joyful. By choosing to live authentically and with purpose, you're able to savor each moment and embrace the freedom that comes with this stage of life. Life after 70 is not the end. It's a new beginning, a time to live more lightly, more fully, and with greater joy. What will you choose to release and what will you embrace in this new chapter? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your journey may inspire others to live with the same intention and authenticity. Let's continue to embrace the freedom to live our lives with joy, wisdom, and peace.